It seems an age since I last invited someone round to supper. In reality, of course, it's just a year. Like everything else, sharing a meal with someone is a casualty of COVID. I've missed it though. I like entertaining and I do enjoy cooking. It's perhaps not surprising, given my background, that I approach it like a military campaign. First, I need to decide who to invite. A friend, perhaps one of my dearest friends, someone I hardly know, my boss or a leader, perhaps someone who works for me. Will they all get on? What's it going to sound like? How do I arrange the seating so that the conversation flows, the chat, the stories, the laughter, no arguments? What's it going to feel like? How am I going to lay out the room? Are we going to be round the table or sitting on the easy chairs? Or even perhaps on the floor? The best cutlery, plates and glasses? Or everyday wear? Or paper plates? What's the room going to look like? Flowers, decorations, lights, candles, bright or dim? What's the room going to smell like? Some people go for scented candles or a quick waft of the air freshener. I like people to enter and smell something good emerging from the kitchen. And what's it going to taste like? Perhaps a key decision. What are we going to eat? Something special or everyday? Nouvelle cuisine or a hearty meal? A tried and trusted recipe or an experiment? Then there's the aftermath. Not just the washing up, but the promises made. Perhaps even the promises broken. To be really successful, all the senses need to be engaged. Touch, sight, smell, taste, hearing. Lots has changed in 2,000 years, but that at least remains constant. I'm going to read John's account of a supper party at the home of Mary, Martha and Lazarus. There may have been more, but we only know the name of one guest. And that one guest was the best of friends. How could he be anything but, having raised one of them from the dead? But they also hardly knew him. In many ways, in fact, he was completely unknowable. He was a king, but also a servant. He could be completely enigmatic and cryptic, but he could also tell the most amazing stories. No wonder they went to so much trouble to prepare for his visit. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, the home of Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. There they gave a dinner for him. Martha served, and Lazarus was one of those at the table with him. Mary took a pound of costly perfume made of pure nard, anointed Jesus' feet, and wiped them with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, the one who was about to betray him, said, "Why was this perfume not sold for 300 denarii and the money given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He kept the common purse and used to steal what was put into it. Jesus said, "Leave her alone. She bought it so that she might keep it for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me." When the great crowd of Jews learnt that he was there, they came not only because of Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. So the chief priests planned to put Lazarus to death as well, since it was on account of him that many of the Jews were deserting and were believing in Jesus. Now let's imagine we're there 2 millennia ago in Bethany. Let's try to see it, to sense it through Mary's eyes. If you're comfortable doing so, please close your eyes. Place both feet firmly on the floor. Just let your hands rest comfortably, palm down on your thighs. Allow yourself to feel their weight. She comes into the room, clutching the flask of ointment in both hands, never more certain of anything in her life than that she has to do this. And as she approaches, she is also aware that she carries her sin like a burden on her back, because she doubted him. The words of the psalmist come to her. I was like a brute beast in your presence. And so she was. There had been a time, so long ago it seems now, when she had sat, full of hope and wonder, at his feet. Rabbi, Messiah. And he had not denied her place there. Yet how quickly that hope was swept away in a flood of grief and bewilderment and apparent betrayal, swamping every sense so that she could hardly breathe, let alone speak. So that she had spat the words at him. If you had been here, my brother would not have died. And today, as once she had sat, so now she kneels at his feet, her hair falling like sudden darkness around them. She breaks open the flask, and as the perfume, earthy and pungent, fills the air, she feels the oil warming under the weight of her hands as they move around his skin. This strange, public intimacy. As her tears fall, they wash the places where the flesh will soon be torn apart and bathed in blood. All the while she's fighting a powerful desire simply to grip his feet hard, to press her forehead against his knees, as if by doing so she could immobilize him, could suspend the moment forever. But she remains as yet a slave of time, time that is fast running out. And she has something to accomplish. Because they're coming for him. Her teacher, her friend. Very soon they are coming for him. And maybe they will also come for her brother. And perhaps they will even come for her too. Because she has seen the truth. And it cannot now be unseen. So there is grief once more, and fear, but, oh God, the sweet, piercing, fragrant joy of it. I am the resurrection and the life.